Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are learning about dictionaries, as in how to store and access data using key value pairs. So let's jump in. So a dictionary stores data in key value pairs, as in each item consists of a key and a value. It is an unordered collection of items. That means you cannot access them using index, and it is defined using curly braces. So it's just like a real life dictionary. You look up to a word, as in the key, to get its meaning, the value. Let's understand this with an example. So first I'll declare a variable to store the dictionary, and now let's just go ahead and create the dictionary. So we have to create it using curly brackets, and inside curly brackets we have to give the values in the form of key and value pair. So for example, if I give name and I have to enclose it with double quotes, and then you have to separate the key with the value by a colon. And let's give the value now. And every key pair value has to be separated with a comma. Now we can go ahead and give the other key value pair. We'll give age, let's say 30. Let's give one more. So now you can call it a dictionary, and this is how you create it. Let's just go ahead and print this out. Now in the output, you can see the dictionary, and we have the elements in the form of key value pair. So name Alice, age 30, and job engineer. And in order to access any of these values, you can just refer to the key and you'll get the value. For example, let's say if I want to get the age, I can just use the key, which is age in this case, and I'll get the value. So let's see how we can access it. Let me just print it. So print, and then we have to give the dictionary name, which is person, and then use square brackets and then use the key. So I'll just copy the key and paste it here, and you have to enclose it in double quotes. Now if I save and run this, we'll get the age. So you see we got the value. Let's get another value. So if I want to access name, I can do the same, and if I run this, I get the name as well. So you use the key to access the value. Now let's see how we can add and update values. So let's say if I want to update the age to something else, I'll just access the age by key and then I'll update the value. So let's just go ahead and do that. So let's first access the age, person, square brackets, and we have to give the key, which is age, and equals to, and let's just give a new value. So let's say 35. And now if I print the dictionary, I'll see the age as 35. Print. So you see here the age is 35. Earlier it was 30, now it's 35. So it got updated. So you just have to access the key and then make the update. And similarly, if I want to add a new value, I'll just mention the dictionary. And so let me just type in. And then inside the square brackets, you need to mention the key, whatever you want to keep the key as, and then give the value. So this will be a new key value pair that will get added to the dictionary. So now if I print the dictionary again, I'll see this key value pair as well. So let me print this. And if you see here, we have an additional key value pair. And you'll do something similar to remove the items. So let's say if we want to remove one of the key value pair from here. So let's say if I want to remove the job from here. So I just have to access the key and use the del keyword. So here, let's try this out. So I'll just write in del and then the dictionary name. And then we have to mention the key. So if I mention job, and after this, if I print the dictionary again, let's save this. Now we shouldn't be seeing the key job and its value. So you see it's gone. Now let's see how we can loop through the dictionary. So I'll remove this for now. So this is the dictionary, and right now if I print it, I see something like this, right? The whole dictionary gets printed along with the brackets and everything. So if I print this, we get this sort of output. So let's say if I want to print element by element, as in like, let's say if I only want to print keys or if I only want to access values, then how would I do that? I would have to run a loop. So let's run a for loop over this dictionary. So I'll type in for and key in. The key would be the counter here, person. And under this block, let's print the key. And then in order to print the value, let me give a separator here. And in order to print the value, you have to give the dictionary name and then provide the key. So we can loop over the key, and then if we provide the key to the dictionary, then we'll get the value. So let's run this now. So if you see, we have the key and value, key and value, key and value. And this is the most common way to loop through a dictionary. There's one more way to do it. So let's say, let me write another loop here. So rather than looping through the keys, what we can do is we can consider both key and value. So I'll just say for key, comma, value in person and then dot items. We would have to access the items from the dictionary and then put a colon, start this block, and then we can simply print the key and value. Let me save this and let's just run. So even in this way, we can get the key and value. If you see the output, we got all the keys and their respective values. Let's check out few other things. So let's say if you want to check if a key exists inside a dictionary or not, then how would you do that? You can simply write an if statement and provide the key. So let's say if name in and then dictionary name. Put a colon and let's just print. Name is present, and then we'll put an else condition and we'll just simply print not present. Let's run this and it says name is present. So let's say if I search for something which is not available here. So let's say city, and if I save and run this, we should get this output not present. So we got this because city is not present here. Alright, so you can also make nested dictionaries, as in like, one dictionary inside another dictionary. So let's just take an example and check that out as well. So I'll go ahead and create a new one. I'll create a dictionary naming it as students, and let's create the key and I'll name it as A101. We'll separate it by colon, and in the values I'm not going to give a single value, but rather I'll give a dictionary. So here inside this I'll give name as John. We have to separate it with a comma, and then we'll give the grade as A. Let's also give age as 25. So this is one dictionary and this one is another dictionary inside the outer dictionary. So this is exactly what a nested dictionary looks like. So let's create another record, and here we would have to separate it with a comma. Let's create one more. So this time I'll create A102, A102. But here I'll copy this and change the values. So here let's say we'll give the name as Sarah and grade as B. Let's give the age as 24. Let me save this. Now let's access the elements. So while printing it, let's say I only want to print the information about John. So how would I do that? So let's write print. So we would have to do it using the key, right? So let's mention the dictionary name first, the outer dictionary. So it is students, and then inside that we would have to give the key, and John has this key, right? So A101. So let's copy this, and here under double quotes we'll mention the first key, and let's say I only want to fetch name from the first record, right? So here I'll give another bracket, and here I'll type in name. Let's save and run this. We should get the output as John. So here it is. So basically if it's a nested dictionary, you have to give the outer key and then the inner key if you want to access any specific element. So this is actually great for structured data, right? Because you are able to create nested dictionaries, and this is a fundamental data structure for storing and retrieving data using meaningful keys. So these are like very powerful for representing structured information. So that's it on dictionaries. Next up, we'll explore how to use functions and organize our code. But before we end this session, here's a mini challenge for you. Create a dictionary with 3 key value pairs about yourself. Print each key and its value using a loop. And remember, if you want to print both key and value, you can directly use the items function the way we used in the example that we did. So that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next one.